This video begins and ends with owls. I'd like to begin this video by showing you a great horned owl. Now I must say, I did not discover this owl. It was discovered by a good friend of mine who is also a birder and a very, very good bird and wildlife photographer. So everyone, thank Lola. The owl has taken over a red-tailed hawk's nest. We don't know if there are owlets in the nest. Perhaps there soon will be. And so I promised my friend Lola I would only photograph the owl from a particular distance. I only maneuvered side to side to try to get a better look through the trees. And of course, to get a closer look, I did some cropping. I then traveled to another location that is typically known as a great place to see woodpeckers. I'm now in a heavily wooded area, as you can see behind me and across the road. This is all public land, and I'm here hoping to see and photograph woodpeckers. And that is a Carolina wren calling out. I am open to photograph any bird that wants to come out and play. That was a red-bellied woodpecker. Oh, this started out to be a very promising day. It is at this location where I made my first discovery. I see the Carolina wren. It's right up there. It's a male, and I know that because only the males sing loudly. The females have a trilling sound that they make, and they often join in with the male and have a wonderful duet. They also are monogamous and mate for life. That was a fun encounter. I continued on my way as this eastern fox squirrel looked on from high up in a tree and appeared to be quite entertained. I returned to exploring the land and looking for woodpeckers, and soon I was rewarded. There's a red-headed woodpecker directly above me. I struggled to shoot vertically, keeping the camera steady with a very heavy long lens. I was relieved when this woodpecker flew to another tree. I thought for sure I would see a woodpecker before I found a Carolina wren. What a surprise. Folks, I was concerned that I wasn't seeing many woodpeckers. And then I stumbled across a discovery that had a story to tell. A deer hunter had lost an arrow. It was firmly embedded in this log. I bent down to take a closer look, and then, oops! The tip broke off. Now, like I said, this is public land and open to hunting. From somewhere around here, somewhere close, a hunter raised his bow and took a shot at a deer. Judging by how clean the tip was, I think that was a miss. Score, deer 1, hunter 0. That tree cavity is begging to be searched. First, let's take a look down below, and I can see that. A bunch of nuts, so something has used this for shelter. But I can see right here that the cavity goes up. So there you go. I wonder, what do you see? There's a giant nut wedged in the ceiling. I won't know till later what you saw. A little while ago, when I thought I was out in the middle of nowhere, I ran into a couple. They said they were looking for dropped deer antlers, and they asked me if I had seen any. I had not. So apparently, looking for dropped antlers is a thing. Who knew? This American tree sparrow will soon be migrating north. After a couple hours of romping around in the woods looking for woodpeckers, this picnic table was a welcome sight. I looked around the area and it was relatively quiet. I saw nothing. So I decided to lean back against this tree and take a little break. A woodpecker knocking on a nearby tree woke me up. That was a great break. I sat there a little while longer and then it was time to get back to work. But first, I got to put my hat on. All right, that's enough, Dan. Get up and get back to looking for those woodpeckers. Those aren't woodpeckers, they're circling vultures. I'm walking along the outside edge of this wood line, and I've been out for several hours. And when you see vultures flying overhead, that's not usually a good sign. Well, I've stepped into the wood line safe from the vultures, I hope. And I was just thinking, I've only seen a red-headed woodpecker. I'd hope to see so much more. However, I will keep searching for a little while longer in the hopes that at least one more woodpecker comes out of the woodwork. So now I'm thinking the shadows are growing long, and as long as I keep the moon on my left and the sun on my right, I should be headed south, which should take me back to the gravel road along which I am parked. So I'm going to make my way in that direction and decide what to do next. And right about then, a new plan was beginning to develop in the back of my mind. As I headed south back toward my vehicle, I began to get the idea that I wanted to go looking for owls. As you can see, it is 4:40 p.m. I am back in my vehicle. I have just completed 4.5 hours of very strenuous hiking, trekking, jaunting through the woods, over logs, through creeks, looking for woodpeckers and only finding a red-headed woodpecker. And so, On my mind, I have one thing right now as these shadows grow long, and that is late season short-eared owls. My new plan had me excited like a little kid with a new toy. I do know a place to see owls, and boom, here we are. The last time I was in this area looking for owls, I only saw 2 short-eared owls. I only managed to photograph 1. Here are those photos. I believe the reason there are fewer owls here is simply because many have already migrated back up north. And so, because there are less owls, I believe I can cover more ground in a shorter period of time by driving around and keeping my eyes open than I could if I got out and walked. So hopefully this strategy pays off and we'll see and photograph an owl. Well, that was the plan, but sometimes plans change. One must be versatile. I decided to pull over here for a little while. This is the area where I last saw a short-eared owl. I like this area because I have a good view of the grass over here, and it's lit up beautifully by the setting sun. But something really neat just happened. Right up there, I just photographed a northern harrier. It flew right over me, and I think I got some great photos. Northern harriers have an owl-like facial disc that allows them to hunt by sound as well as by sight. And isn't this one magnificent? Okay, I pulled over because I am seeing owls flying right over in this field. I was excited to see this owl flying low over the grass, hunting for prey. How majestic. And then it swooped down to grab something, but it came up empty and continued to hunt. Short-eared owls were plentiful in this area from December through February. However, most have migrated back up north as far as Canada, Alaska, and Newfoundland. These stragglers will be leaving soon. I've already gotten some great shots, and I'm hoping to get a few more. The light quickly began to leave as the sun continued to set. But the sky lit up with beautiful colors, and I was very happy to find this lone short-eared owl flying against a backdrop of wonderful orange and pink hues. Well, as you can see, the sun has set. We began this outing looking for woodpeckers. I only found one species, the red-headed woodpecker. Even though I didn't see more, I had a great time. I hope you did too. We found the Carolina wren, didn't we? And isn't it cool that this video began with a great horned owl and ended with short-eared owls? How cool is that?